Looney Farm Guy here, and in this video we'll be looking at the update to the TLX Phoenix Series by A2 Studio for Farming Simulator 22. This is for all platforms, PC, Mac, and console. I'm on PS5 here on Rockcrawl. For this demonstration and test of a sorts, now what has been added? There has been a number of things added which we will go through, and hopefully it will be in a logical and easier to understand manner. So it says two new store items. Well, it's actually three new store items. We have two versions of the TLX Phoenix now as a service pack, or compatible with the service pack. So it's a service frame that is strictly and exclusively for the TLX Service Pack. We have two versions there, and then we also have a 3X crusher attachment, which is very interesting and a tad quirky, if I might add, and we will show you exactly how that works and what it works with. So it is mentioned that the Mack SuperlinerX is compatible with this. However, I do not have that downloaded. Neither do I have the TLX Service Pack, because it's not about that. It's about the update, really, in my opinion. Also, the overload trigger on the X2 tanker was apparently fixed, and flappers set up when using dual Canadian air filter. Right, so let's take a look at the new truck first. So if we come over here, here is all the TLX. So we have the Phoenix CMS Cat D60, the TLX Phoenix Agro work. We'll talk about a little bit more about this in detail, but here are the two new ones here, the TLX Phoenix Service Frame V6 and the TLX Service Frame V8. And then we have the reduced sound, I believe, low sound ones that's original to this, well, not so updated. These two are the new ones, the ones with the 6 and the V6 and V8. Now let's look at the V6 first. Let's start at the bottom first, because that makes things a little bit simpler. Rim color, all the usual rim colors that you would expect. Frame color, we'll make it red. Vinyls, we'll make it bright blue. And main color, we're going to go pink. Right, so exhaust, stock straight. Straight with flappers, straight angled, stacks high, angled, and so forth and so on. So that is the style of the exhaust. So we got flappers here. Strobe lights, V strobes, no, X or V strobes or none. Now, US style single exhaust, we got the double exhaust. Canadian style single exhaust, double exhaust, US style, and so forth and so on and so on. And I do believe this one was updated somehow. So lots of exhaust, dual and single exhaust styles, etc. There's a plethora of them, more than I could even care to count. And then depending on your choice of exhaust will depend on, yeah. Anyways, visors and mirrors, stock fender mirrors. We have stock hood mirrors, drop visor, oh that's bright. Visor and hood, yes, again, a zillion combinations of these things in here. Have fun choosing whichever one you like. Bumpers, again, a zillion choices. Markers, I'm just going to scroll through them and you can see all the different types. So starting with stock, and then all those choices you can see there. Something that we're already used to seeing with A2 Studios. Mods, lighting standard, side markers, and then you have underglow. So white underglow, blue, green, orange, purple, red, side marker and Phoenix white. Yeah, so a whole bunch of choices there. Decals, standard, cowboy, Houston 1, Houston 2, 3, semi-null, and standard. So here is where your decal color, or that other blue color that we chose, shows up. And then we have the special editions: black bell, copperhead, silver beast, sad bell, standard. That changes the colors of your chrome, as you can see there. Copperhead kind of looks nice. Wheels. Now let's start from the top now that we have the decals. Configuration, we have standard, extension 1 coffin sleeper, extension number 1 sleeper. We have the big wing on the top, and then long standard. So a few options in here. Some of them have the striping and some of them do not. Engines. We have the 850 horsepower I-shift transmission engine, 400 liters of fuel, 83 miles per hour. We have the 800 or 1100 horsepower low inertia Super 18 at 96 miles per hour, or the 1582 horsepower variable rate transmission at 90 miles per hour. So those are your basically three options. Wheel brands: Continental, Phoenix, TLX, Vintage, Vredestein, Nokian, BKT, Continental. So those are all the same as the standard one. I think this is one of the added things was the BKT EarthMax. I guess that's what this is. It really doesn't say, but but it is mentioned that the BKT new set of tires, BKT EarthMax. All right. Oh, and I did not. Did I have the Platinum expansion? Yes, there's supposed to be a winch option. Special editions, lightings, bumpers. Hold on. All right, so I found it. Yes, indeed. Not the easiest to find. So, on the standard ones, say the TLX Phoenix D60, if you scroll down, there is one other added feature I missed, actually, extras. I think I went through that, except I didn't go far enough, because there's racks with an emergency bar, etc., etc. And then there's this, a rack with a winch. Let's just buy that, because I want to mention this before I forget. Now, to have this option as a working option, you have to have the Platinum Expansion DLC. If you do not have the Platinum Expansion DLC purchased, installed, and active on your map, this is just going to be a decorative. It will not be functional. However, let's get our help window on. Because I do have the Platinum Expansion, I can come up to it, press L3, and use it as a winch, as you would R1 and X. There we go. As you would any other winch when you have the Platinum Expansion DLC active. So there you go, it has added a winch. Okay, so enough of that. Whew. Right, so let's hop in. As I said, I do not have the TLX Service Pack installed for this test. This is strictly for that. It won't have any other. You cannot have a fifth wheel on it or anything. It's strictly made to attach to that service pack. But we can still have a look at it. It is pretty much in the style of, and operates, has everything the same as the other trucks, except it's just the TLX Phoenix Service Pack or a service frame. So this one plus this one, that is what they're pretty much exclusively for. So if you're wondering, that's what they are. Now, let's shut that off. Now this lovely little piece of equipment here, let us take a look and see where that is. Well, this is going to be in an odd place. The X3 crusher attachment. Where do we find that? Well, it took me quite a while to find that, as a matter of fact, because it is actually in vehicles and forestry machines. And there it is, the TLX Phoenix GB25X3 crusher. Now, this is not to be confused with the auger wagon attachment here, the Homer TLX Phoenix GB25X3. This is simply just an auger wagon. Okay. The one under vehicles and forestry machines looks identical to it until you get up here and you see, well, oh, what's that up there on the top? So, configuration, standard or unreal. So standard capacity is 25,000 liters. Unreal capacity, it looks like 1,150,000 liters by my estimation there, or my calculation. So we're going to test that out. Lighting, standard or side markers. Don't know where the side markers actually appear. Color, we have all the colors, and design color is your pipe and top there, your pipe and top, and then the license plate if you choose. Right, so what does this attach to? This also took me quite a while to figure out. And as a matter of fact, if we go back up here, I will show you the only one that I found that would attach to it with this pack is the TLX Phoenix Agro Work. And that also only has one frame type. So this is exclusively for, well, that plus it mentions the Mack SuperlinerX, which I don't have either. This is, if you're wanting to use all this stuff in this one pack, then these are the things that will work with it. So, the TLX Phoenix Agro Work, which I have one here. It will not fit on the other one, so if you're trying to attach them to any of the other trucks, it will not. I tried them all. This is the only one that will attach to, as you can see here. So that's the TLX Agro. Come on, attach. Don't make me a liar. I had it attached. There we go. So, if we look at trucks again, the Phoenix CMS, no, it will not work with that one or that one. It will work with this one, the TLX Phoenix Agro Work. It won't work with the service frame. It's not going to work with the CMS Low, Cat, or Phoenix D60 Low. Only with the Agro Work truck, as far as I can tell or have tested. Now, that out of the way, what does it do? Well, it does some incredible things. If we go back in there, and oddly enough, it is in forestry machines, and here for some reason, I don't know why, down at the bottom you can see wood chips, stones, and beets. Well, what does it do with those? I have a little bit of an example here all over the ground because it is a bit quirky, if I may repeat that. So let's go in here and let's try the first item that we're going to try is sugar beets. I will fill this up at the end off camera and then show you how much it contains, because it looks like it probably holds about 1 million liters. Now, what is significant about this is sugar beets go in. Now, let's highlight our back attachment here, L1, and turn on wood chipper. Well, it's not, I guess they have to call it something. So here we go, it's turned on, and now it starts doing that. And you say, why is it doing that? L1 and left stick down, or left D-pad down, pipe out. And if we drive over to this trailer, I do believe I have something in there that is what this produces. And what does this produce? If I can catch it there, there we go. It cuts sugar beets. So it's sugar beet cut sugar beet, it unloads it. There it is. So I did have a little bit of a tricky time getting it to unload into this trailer, and I think there's some kind of a height thing going on where some trailers work and some don't. So if you're having a hard time unloading it into a trailer, try a different trailer, or let's put that back in. Let's show you stones. What does it do with stones? Well, let's go put some stones in there. We're not going to put too much in there right now. We got some stones in there now. Excuse me. Right, so what happens if we turn it off? Let's go over here. So I turned it off, and we're going to L1 and R1 and triangle unload. And it doesn't matter if it's turned on or off, I guess. What is this on the ground? Well, this is lime. So it instantly converts rocks into, it's a rock crusher. Turns lime into rocks. Or rocks into lime, shall I say. Now, I don't have a silo that holds it, except for this, which had recently got upgraded. So you don't even have to turn it on. It will just, when it unloads, it will unload, there we go, unload lime, like so. Now, I have not tested to see whether it gives out more than it puts down more than it takes in. The one last thing it does is, I'll have to set it up. It shreds logs. So give me a minute and let me set that up. All right, so here we have a log, and we're gonna hop up here and hop up there and up here, and we're gonna place this down here, get in and turn it on. There we go. So voila, wood going in. It creates, as you can see, wood chips created, and you can turn it off. So that's what the turning on and turning off is for the wood chipper. Everything else, the beets and the rocks, can just be thrown in there. It doesn't have to have the unit turned on. And there we go. And then you can just unload the wood chips wherever you like to unload them. The only problem with this is you're gonna have to, it doesn't take the, I mean, obviously you got to put the logs up inside of it or on top of it for it to operate, but it's pretty cool still. That's the first multi-function like rock beet and wood chipper combination I have seen, so that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill it up, and I'm going to fill it up with rocks and see the capacity and see how fast it unloads. So give me a minute for that. Well, that took a minute. Let's hop in, and yes indeed, look at that, 1,150,000 liters. So that's impressive. I think that's actually the largest capacity anything that a 2 Studio has made. I could be wrong, but that is large. So that'll hold a lot of trees, a lot of wood chips. It'll hold a lot of beets. Definitely good for loading up from the beet harvester, and if you want to convert that directly into cut beets, that is pretty sweet. And here we are at a sell point, so we're unloading, and let's just kind of see how fast it unloads. Well, it's unloading. Yeah, it's unloading. It's unloading about as fast as it was loading. Maybe a little faster than it was loading at the. I filled it up at the A2 Studio multi-fruit buying station. So as you can see, it's actually unloading fairly quickly. So this is actually a pretty neat. I'm thinking definitely for big beet harvests. This out in the field, 1 million liters, over 1 million liters. Yeah, and then when you go unload them, it's already cut sugar beet. That's ideal for sugar production, or for BGA, loves that cut sugar beet stuff. So that's pretty cool. The crushed lime, it gives you instant lime. There's no doubt about that. And we're 42%, so it'll take a minute to unload it, for sure. But yeah, that's of course, you can, as you can see here, you can unload it onto the ground too if you really want to. It is auger wagon in a pedigree, anyways. And but anyways, wow, a lot's going on here. That's quite the big update. And as far as I can tell, that's everything with the update to the TLX Phoenix Series by A2 Studio on Farming Simulator 22. Thank you all for watching. I'm Looney Farm Guy, and remember, it's only a game, so till next time, bye for now.